Right. So, aloha. Right now, I'll be explaining to you the ADAS model. So, I'll be trying to explain particularly first about the good weather. So, based on like all of like the topics in here, so I know there's like 8 topics in here. There's a good weather, slower money growth rate, lower business taxes, decreases in exports, new innovation, lower electricity prices, higher personal taxes, and earthquake. But I want to explain to you how will be or what will the curve look like if it's facing like the good weather. So the curve, direction, level, or like the consequence of that one. So first, um, I'll be explaining or like drawing like a line here. So this will be my note. Um, I want to focus on good weather. So this is like with regards to like the ADAS model or the aggregate demand, aggregate supply model. And so right now I'll be drawing. So I draw a line here. So this will be the graph, and then I'll be putting here um, demand. This is the aggregate demand, and then I'll put here. So this is like the demand. I mean demand, and I'll put a supply curve. So basically, for the good weather, the curve will be more on focusing on the right side. So the curve will be in the supply side. So let's just say that this is demand, this is aggregate demand, and I'll be focusing more on the supply curve. So for this one, I'm gonna be putting it like this. All right. So for this one, this will be the direction for the supply curve for the good weather. And then I'll put here the um, aggregate supply like line, the LRAS. So, and then I'll put here in this middle, this equilibrium. So which is like, this is like, so we all know that equilibrium is like more of like the state in which market supply and demand um, balance each other, and like they have like the same price. So this will be the equilibrium here for this one, and then I'll put it this one, which the LRAS actually, and yeah. So yep. So this one will shift to like the right for the supply, aggregate supply, and this is like the aggregate demand model. So this one is for the good weather. If you look at it, some of like the graph, this one will represent the aggregate supply model for the good weather, and we can put here inflation rate, and also we can put real GDP. This one will be our model or our basis. All right, real GDP rate. Okay, so right now, let's say that the good weather will affect good weather will affect the supply curve, and it will make the supply curve going towards to the right side. And that's why we have like this model and this like graph like here with the equilibrium here and in the middle. But yeah, so that's something that we need to do. But if we do this thing, so let's say we put this here, another line, which will also like try to like help us understand more about this, the weather, right? All right. So if we look at it, so good weather, and it will also like go to this right side with the supply curve going to the right, the aggregate supply curve towards right. So that will be the curve, and then the direction will be right side. And then we'll put here a new equilibrium, which is gonna be in here. So there's one equilibrium here and then here as well. So this one will be the equilibrium. I'm just gonna write that one. All right. So this will be my model. So the graph, right? So if I look here, the price or like the identity will change. Yeah. All right. So this is like the part where we can see like if there's gonna be a consequence, if it's gonna be like inflation or more on like the level or like output of it. So for this one, as you can see, if like the supply curve goes to the right side and then there's like an equilibrium here and then affecting the aggregate demand curve. So from the middle, we just like go here and then there's gonna be inflation. The causes for this one will be inflation, which will be um, going down. It goes down, which is like inflation. And for the other one, this part will affect the real GDP grade, or which is like the output. So like the level of this one will be inflation going down, and then the real GDP for the other side, it will the level will be like going to the real one, like real GDP, like output level. All right. So what we can learn here is that there's two great things for this one, or good things that happen if it's like a good weather. So for the good weather, it will be the things that causes this one to be good is like things will be cheaper, and then you can also make a good make more good stuff if it's a good weather. So it will affect this and this, and then this curve will be going to the right side. For the aggregate supply, the curve will be right, the direction will be right, and then it will be affecting the supply curve. And then good weather, remember, good things, because cheaper, things will be cheaper, but then you can make more good stuff. And good weather has like a physical capital and no disruptions, and there's a good food production. The supply of food will increase and production of food as well, and it increases because of the good weather. So I would say that this will be some of the things that explains us or tells us about the supply curve, and then it will be in the right side direction for the good weather. And if we understand this, it will also help us and benefit us in like the study of like economics or like the macroeconomics. So yep, that's something that I want to explain you. And this will be the model. But yeah, the bottom line there is, so if we're like facing a good weather, if we're thinking about the good weather, then the curve will be affecting the supply curve and it will shift to the right. And for the causes for that one, there's going to be inflation level and the price goes down. And then there's going to be like a real GDP rate or growth rate, and the output level will be going right there on that side, or going up, the food production, yeah, for the good weather. Well, yeah, this is my recording for this one, the extra credit. But yeah, I hope it's clear and I hope it works and it will be fine. Mahalo.